Welcome back to the 2025 Parade of Homes here in Springfield, Missouri. We are so excited to have Jeff with the help me out here.
Greater Springfield Board of
Realtors. There it is.
The CEO, the one and only Jeff Kester.
Wow, what a lead-in.
Yeah, I like that.
All right. We like to keep him happy if we can.
Right? Okay. I'll go with that.
So we are so excited to have you. Obviously, we're at the Parade of Homes. We are promoting home ownership. We've got 16 incredible homes on this parade. And make sure to get the app, get your ticket. Join us this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 10 to 5. You can come and go as you please. Come to any of these homes. We have them from Marshfield to Rogersville, Springfield, and all in between. Ozark, I believe. So we've got them all over. We've got all different types of price points from $200,000 to the one we're in right now, which is $1.5 million. And so we love to highlight home ownership and what it can do for you. So as the CEO of the Greater Springfield Board of Realty, what does this look like for you? Why are you excited about the HBA and what it's doing in our community?
Well, first of all, I love the Parade of Homes. I remember coming to houses in this event back when even I was a wee-in. That was a long time ago. So it's great to see it. I love to see the innovation. I mean, I walked through this house. It's amazing. Just to see the new stuff. But yeah, home ownership. I actually, so I did new member orientation. So brand new baby realtors this morning.
Oh, man.
And skulls full of mush.
I really hope that you're not going to say a stat that we say and that we've been wrong about this whole time. So be careful with what you say here.
Well,
We've been saying stats, and I hope they're right now.
No. I'm not going to do stats. Look, it's Friday. I'm going to do math. But yeah, what I was telling them this morning is that so when we're working with buyers and sellers, we're not just serving the people who are buying and selling today. We're really working with generations of their descendants because that's what America is about. It's real property ownership, the wealth that people can attain. For most people, it is the largest single investment they'll ever make. And gaining that equity is what creates that real true wealth, but also transfers to the next generation. Yeah. So those of us who have had generations of that real property ownership and that generational wealth building, everybody likes to think, they're a self-made person, but we're not. We're the result of what generations of ancestors did before us, and it's a real opportunity to recognize that we're not just transacting real estate between buyers and sellers, that we're impacting the community, that we're impacting generations that aren't even born yet, and their ability to navigate life, giving them a lead, a head start. And I think that's so the natural relationship between the Board of Realtors and HBA. I mean, HBA does the same thing. I mean, you can build a house without being a member of the HBA. You can help buyers and sellers without being a realtor. But what HBA membership says and what realtor membership says is that we can be better and do things in a much greater way and have a much more holistic and altruistic benefit to our community by adhering to, hey, we want to do this a better way. Yeah. And I think that's what HBA means to me, is that these are people in the industry that come together and say, this is more than just putting nails and sticks together. This is about building homes and about allowing people to do just that wealth creation, and aside from just the quality of life in the present. So,
and we've been saying this a lot today. It's the glue as well of the community. These builders, some of these have built potentially thousands of houses in our community. And to have that good rapport and then the relationships with the HBA and the different people that all funnel into that. And it gives buyers and people of our community a place to go find a resource to be able to connect with these people. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I think sometimes in the day-to-day, and the stress is even more now that we've got all the technology dragging us from one area to another, but we sometimes forget that we are part of a community.
Yeah.
That we are not just trapped inside of our own little bubbles watching Netflix and all of the scary stuff that they've got going on right now. But we are part of a greater community, and so when we are involved in business or we're involved in transactions, we're just dealing with the people in our community that want to move at that particular moment.
Yeah.
But our duty and our calling is higher than that.
It makes me think, when you're buying or building a home, it's not just numbers that you're throwing together. It's not just a transaction. It's truly a relationship that you're building with somebody, like you said, that's going to impact them for generations.
Yeah.
And these home builders that are building affordable homes, or these home builders that people have been able to afford much nicer homes as well, they're shaping the trajectory of the families of these people, that's allowing them to gain appreciation in their property and something real. It's giving them pride and ownership and what they're building. And it's showing them and their families that we can build something that can last. We're not here we're not building something that's not going to have an impact. We're truly building something that can last. And it's showing grandkids that they can do the same thing as well. And so that's what I love about this organization, even about this event, is we talk about it a couple times. I think the average first-time home buyer is in their late 30s. And in the past, it's been much younger than that. And there's reasons for that. There's affordability, there's interest rates, all the things.
Yeah, all the things.
But there's a decade there of lost appreciation, of lost wealth that could have been gained.
Right.
And sometimes it's doing the hard thing early and committing and making the commitment early that's going to bring the wealth long term. And it's hard, but it's great to see some of these builders really building homes that work for those people and not leaving them in the dust.
Well, so there's another great benefit of HBA, and we're working very closely with HBA to try to, in our communities, try to solve that problem, because you're right. It is a lost decade of wealth building and a lost decade of equity for some of those folks. And while I'm not saying, okay, so you graduate college and you get married and you have a house and then there's
a lot of different paths.
It's not the 1950s,
Yeah.
but a lot of that outside of interest rates is how focused a community or a marketplace is on creating those opportunities. And, unfortunately, we've had some lost years, particularly in Springfield, where we haven't solved a lot of those issues. And how do we create those opportunities? How do we deal with development? How do we just let people build things?
Yes.
And we're working very closely with HBA within the community and advocacy programs to assist in that, so somebody doesn't have to wait until much later than they should to get into that market.
And that's the heartbeat of our community, right? If people aren't buying homes and growing, and whether it's the first home or the second home or the eighth home, it doesn't matter. If we're not building and growing, this can be, you're either growing or you're dying, right?
So nationally, home building, real estate sales, all the things that go into that, either directly or indirectly, are responsible for around 18% of the gross domestic product of the largest economy.
Huge.
So almost 1/5 of the largest economy is around housing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you translate that into local numbers, and we're not going to, because it's Friday and we're not going to do math, but you translate that into local numbers, and there can be a huge economic engine missing.
Yep.
If we as a city, as a county, as a region aren't focused on that.
Yep.
If you depress that engine or it's not running, we're missing the boat. And I hear a lot about other regions, and I think it's working with HBA and some other organizations, we're starting to talk about our region again.
That's good. That's very good. That's very good.
We are truly thankful for your leadership. As a real estate company ourselves, we're thankful for what you're doing for our community and for our industry. I'm curious, what's something that you're optimistic about within the next 3 to 5 years within our industry?
So there's this. I think it's a choice on the part of many in the industry to finally grasp the idea of change and innovation. Just like any other industry, any other group of people, we tend to like the way we've been doing it because that's safe and that's secure. Yeah. And I think we're really starting to plug into a lot of those innovations, which, going back to our prior discussion, can really assist in affordability and availability, which is really the key issue is availability.
That's the underlying problem
Right,
we've had since
right.
'08.
You're right. Accessibility, all the A words.
Yep. Yep.
And looking at this, so I'm watching the old movie. Well, it's old now. The Air, right? So Nike and Michael Jordan and they were talking about how the industry does all these things and Michael Jordan's mom had suggested doing something differently, and he was like, "Well, Mrs. Jordan, that's not really how it works. That's not how the industry really." But he goes ahead and he talks to Phil Knight, and Phil Knight goes, "So why can't we do that?" And I think the industry is evolving more because there's more people going, why can't we do that? Who decided that this limit on our own industry exists? Why don't we try this new thing, or why don't we access this new technology? And I think that there's more realtors, there's more builders, and there's more people associated with housing that are willing to, and that's monumental.
Yeah.
That's monumental. So
That kind of loops in. We've got a podcast called Founders Table, and we talk a lot about business development and things like that.
Yeah.
And what we've noticed with the younger generation is when you lead a business and you lead an organization, the younger people, it's not that they don't want to work. It's not that they don't care. It's not that they're not whatever it is. It's they want to know the why behind it.
Right.
And if you don't give them the why behind it, they're not going to join in and do it, because you have the why on anything you've ever wanted
Right.
on earth. In 8 seconds, I could tell you what that is. And they've grown up with that. We didn't. These kids they can get technology and they get answers faster than anybody can even believe it.
Yeah.
So the fact that we sit there and go, well, you just do it because you need to do it, goes back to the point, well, why have you always done this in real estate, or why?
Right.
They go, why? And it's not disrespectful. It's, they don't know. They can find out in 8 seconds. And if we're not giving them a pathway to do that and expanding that, we're going to get left behind.
Well, without with the access to information, they don't have to rely on, because that's how Grandpa said we did it.
Because I said so.
Because I said so. Oh God. Well, as the father of 3, I can guarantee you that doesn't work. Yes. Yeah.
Well, we are thankful for you, Tom. We're thankful for the optimism too, of as there's changes happening, how we can lean into it rather than be afraid of it and grow into that.
Yeah,
So,
for every obstacle, there's an opportunity, right?
absolutely.
There you go.
No one said there was cameras. I have a face for audio. I wasn't told that I was.
You got a DJ face?
Yeah. On the best of days. Yeah.
Well, we are thankful for you to join us.
Absolutely.
We're excited about this event. I mean, these are the types of events that are going to promote that home ownership and show people what they can dream of. I remember coming when I was in my 20s, dreaming about, man, maybe at some point I could build something like this. And so to watch and grow and think through, as I have those dreams and those focuses and make steps to get there, it just promotes and grows me as a man and as my family and all of those things. And so I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful for you. Make sure that you get your tickets and come out to this event all weekend.
And download the app.
Yes, it is. It's actually really busy. Like
Yeah,
there's a lot of noise.
crazy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cars out there, and so it's
we've
fun.
seen in the real estate industry, the last 2-3 weeks have hit a stride that we haven't seen since probably April.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's starting to hop. I think interest rates are finally falling enough, and going on some of our conversations and stuff. I think that if you're curious and you have questions about this and what does it look like to be a part of the HBA, or I'm looking at building a home, or I'm interested in buying my first property, whatever that is, get on the GSBOR, find a good realtor, reach out. We can help. Obviously, you can help. All
We
of
have
them.
some people.
You
We
have
some people.
You have.
to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you might be surprised at the opportunities that are out there. True.
Yeah, you know what? I'm probably taking up too much time, but I want to say that everybody in their own life has a reason why they want to go from point A to point B. They want a smaller home, they want a bigger home, they want a home in a different area, and we all have that in our lives. And then sometimes we make the mistake of turning on TV or a media source,
Yep.
and that it's just full of negativity. And I think you do you, and you go according to your life plan and your needs. And I bet that there is a realtor or a builder that can help you get there, despite what the talking heads on TV say.
Absolutely. Innovation, creativity.
Yeah,
There's-
listen to this podcast. Don't listen to
Listen to
some
ours.
of these other sources.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Very good. Well, hey, thank you so much for joining us. We are thankful. We will have our next guest on here in just a few minutes. And stick around. Make sure to get those tickets. Come out to these beautiful homes. They range from 200,000 all the way to 1.5 million. Incredible design. Great ideas for in the future if you're building or remodeling even. So thanks so much. We will see you soon.